Professional Development Wing of the Marian Alumni Association 2025-26. It is with great pleasure that I extend a cordial welcome to each one of you to the inaugural webinar organized by the Career and Professional Development Wing of the Marian Alumni Association 2025-26. I would like to take this opportunity to express a heartfelt gratitude to Professor Dr. Ajimon George, the principal of Marian College Kuttikanam, whose visionary leadership and unwavering support have been a true blessing to our institution and very especially for the Alumni Association activities too. Let me also express my deep sense of gratitude to the executive committee of our Alumni Association, very especially Sri Joji Sebastian, President of Marian Alumni Association, Sri Dario Ebi, Vice President General Administration, and Balu M. Krishna, the proud Secretary of our Alumni Association. A special note of appreciation is also due to the esteemed governing committee members, the dedicated technical team, very especially Sri Sebastian Manuel, and our proud Marian alumni whose invaluable support and collective efforts have made this program a reality. Now moving on to the audience. Dear audience, may I kindly bring to your attention that e-certificates will be issued to all the participants based on your active participation in the webinar. So please ensure that you have completed your registration through the designated Google form. Those who haven't registered yet, kindly do the same using the link which is already shared in the chat box. So now it's my privilege to introduce our esteemed resource person. We are deeply honored to have with us today a distinguished resource person, and it is none other than my dear friend, Mr. Arun George Joseph, whose presence greatly enriches this occasion. Mr. Arun George Joseph is a passionate educator in hospitality and tourism management. He is a faculty member in the postgraduate Department of Hospitality and Tourism Management, dedicated to shaping professionals and entrepreneurs since 2018. He always brings a unique blend of academic rigor and practical industry insights to prepare the next generation of professionals in the hospitality and tourism sector. His professional journey is anchored in continuous learning and commitment to empowering others. He also specializes in event management, entrepreneurship development, and strategic marketing. He also takes so much of effort in mentoring his students through immersive programs. He is currently pursuing a PhD in buying behavior with a focus on design thinking and responsible tourism. He believes that education has the power to drive transformative change. With immense pleasure, let me welcome you, my dear friend Arun, to the webinar on The Pie is Big Enough, Find Your Slice, Insights into Entrepreneurship. Wishing you all a meaningful and engaging session. Over to you, Arun.
Thank you. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, Arun, you're audible.
Okay, so welcome all to this session. Actually, it won't be going as a session. We'll be having multiple discussions and activities. Otherwise, being a webinar and being at this time, I'm sure you may just log in and go off. Otherwise, yeah. But that's not the only thing. If you need to get a purpose, we really need to do something like that. So before we start, let's have a spiritual thought first. That is, what I think spirituality is like, it's connecting to God, it's connecting to others, it's connecting to self, and finding the purpose of what we are doing. So, can I just have a few answers in the chat regarding why are you attending this webinar? Why are you attending this webinar for e-certificate? What do you want to know from this? There are students from Marian. There are organizers. No one is responding. You can chat. You can type in and chat. Hello. Hello.
Yes, Arun, you're audible.
Yeah, but Steffi, you can also respond. No one is responding.
Yeah, sure. Yes, definitely. Since I am from commerce background, I am much eager to get to know more about entrepreneurship and very especially about the career opportunities in hospitality and travel management.
Okay. Just thank you for that response. Let us see who else will respond.
You're welcome.
In chat, will do. Fine, no one. Okay, I'll go on. So, first thing, uh, what is entrepreneurship? Before we move into that, uh, ജോജി ചേട്ടൻ ഉണ്ടോ ഇവിടെ? ജോജി ചേട്ടൻ.
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Hi, Joy Chetan. Can you are now an entrepreneur, but I'm sure that you started your career first, and later on, from there you shifted to entrepreneurship. Can you quickly share that journey?
Yeah, initially for learning some techniques of business. Initially, I worked with a few companies.
Yeah.
I started after immediately after my graduation. Later on, I've done my masters in MBA. I done MBA. Then after again, I have joined with one of the company where I have been done my project.
Okay.
Uh, During that time also, I have that inner urge that I have to be a businessman.
Joseph, I take that word now, inner urge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can continue. Thank you.
And that fire on my belly, it was haunting me every time. So okay, when I decided to start my business as own,
Yeah.
I realized that I have to get more resources,
Yeah.
that it could be maybe because maybe in the sense of knowledge, maybe in this side of experience. And
Yes.
I have acquired few things, not all, but I have acquired a few things. Then one day came, I thought, okay, this is the right time to jump. Then
Okay.
I've stopped my career journey, not totally, but still I have been continuing. But on part of that, I've started my first step in my business
Okay.
journey.
Okay.
Then it was a good motive, and still I am encouraging more people to start their own business.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. And so, hello. There's someone's mic being on. Yeah. Okay. So Joe Chetan was saying your how it started, and that inner urge was there. So if I ask you one thing, that is, were you doing only what the company asked you? Were you just going with the minimum things, or did you dare to do extra things in the organization?
Yes.
Did you take risks for that?
Yeah, of course.
Uh, and was it rewarding? That is, it's not just, I'm not asking you for a financial reward, but was it giving you a reward for, okay, fine, I can go for an entrepreneurship?
Surely that satisfaction which you get from doing a business or doing a thing,
Yeah.
or the social responsibility, that whatever we are engaged in, we have to have a social responsibility as well.
Yeah.
We have gained a lot from the society, and we have to give something back.
Yeah.
So whenever you are doing a business, I truly believe that we are doing something, we are returning something to the society
Okay.
for the well-being of the society. So still, I believe business is a good line of uh, being a socially responsible person.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for that. I'll come with another question again, Cheta. Thank you so much for that. Now,
Thank
can someone give a definition of entrepreneurship? You may just type in. Let any number of responses come. Let it be from ChatGPT, let it be from Google, let it be from anywhere. Just type in what is entrepreneurship. Waiting for the responses. Okay, well, how many of you have heard the term entrepreneurship? If I ask that question again, no response will come. But can someone type at least what is entrepreneurship? Works in an organization and develop an innovative product or initiative. Uh, that is certain high.
Right.
I think we have never met. We have talked only over phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is, can you tell your career experience? That is, that is what differentiates a normal employee from an entrepreneur.
Normal employee works for the company and he will work there till his retirement. But the entrepreneur, he will think about expanding his career in another way out of the company and doing his own business or whatever maybe.
Mhm.
So he has to inculcate everything, whatever experience he is getting from the company, and he is molding and he is getting out of the company and doing a new business or a new initiative. That's my understanding.
Okay. Darishita, where was your first job?
I was into financial market initially with Reliance Capital. Then I
And
moved.
right now you're with Bacardi only?
No, Bakari is my fourth company.
Okay. No, and you changed again?
No, still I am with Bakari. Last 13 years I'm with Bakari only.
Fine. Okay. Happy for that. Thank you. So there is a significant difference that we have seen. Why I chose this topic was because for the last 3 years I was handling the entrepreneurship development of the college. So I was traveling wide and far to many startups or Kerala Startup Mission to the central government's Institution Innovation Council for its meetings online and offline, as well as visiting several institutions like IIT Madras and all, and arranging entrepreneurship things in the college. There are students who are doing entrepreneurship, making them display their products, sell their products in the campus, sell it online. All these things was done. But I found that there's something that prevents people from entrepreneurship. Joey Chetan rightly said that entrepreneurship has certain rewards and how that helps, and he was looking for the right moment. But the word after degree, he had an urge to. There was a fire inside, and the second part is that as part of the course that in the department in which I am in, hospitality and tourism management, our students have 4 internships, and during every internship, we try to visit them randomly. So when we go there, our students also, the alumni also will be working in some properties. So some would have scaled up positions very swiftly, but some are still just going like anything. And wherever we look ahead, we see people who are just doing things what they want, and there are people who go an extra mile. Entrepreneurship is nothing but there is an extra mile. Uh, if you are just going for a career, ഇവിടെ ഇരിക്കുന്നതിൽ മരീനിലെ സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. Most of you would have joined Marian for a career. Some of you would be going for a business, maybe family business, whatsoever. It is for everyone. Entrepreneurship, the cup is for everyone. What we understand or what we see is that rather than being just doing things for the sake of doing it, for completing the work for doing it, if we take an extra effort that gives value for or that leads you to entrepreneurship, and that may lead you to entrepreneurship where you will be feeling more safe and you will be having your contacts. That is in case Joy Cheta, I'm back to you again. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, Joy Cheta, when you were leaving the organization, definitely there will be questions from your own mind, from your family, from friends. Safe ആയിട്ടുള്ള job പോരെ. So how did you face that?
തീർച്ചയായും there were so many questions, so many things, restraints were there.
Yeah.
But still again, coming into that particular word, that inner urge, it was motivating me to take the challenge. So
Okay. And
it was
during the organization, the challenges that you took up in the organization as an employee, did it help to get the confidence that, okay, I can do entrepreneurship also?
Yeah, you see, whenever we are working with an organization, there we also show our accountability. Means,
Yeah.
especially that entrepreneurship refers. What we means whenever we are taking a responsibility, we will take it wholly as our own business.
Yeah.
So whenever we are whenever we are practicing some activities or some job, we have to take it as our own.
It's not someone
So
else's company, but it's your own.
yes,
Thank you.
not
Please.
means
Thank you. I'll come back
whenever
to
we
you
are
again.
working, yeah, whenever we are working with a company, there also we have to show that
Yeah. I'll come
it's
back
our
to you
own.
again. Thank you so much for that. So that's what the point I wanted to ask. That is, once you take the responsibility of the organization as your own, you don't wait for people to come and fix the issues. You don't blame the issues. You just find a new way out and you try to do an extra mile, go an extra mile. That is what entrepreneurship is. Unless there is entrepreneurship, no organization flourishes. Unless there is entrepreneurship, no home flourishes. Unless there is entrepreneurship, no entrepreneurship even comes up. That is, unless we take up that extra step. It's like in the colleges we had NSS. So as a student volunteer and as well as a faculty, I've seen that volunteering really. Though many students join as volunteers, some join just for the sake of getting marks, getting the grace marks, and but some do work like anything. That is, they are ready to. They are just go-getters. They take up the responsibility. They just do the things, and they don't want the fame. They don't want money. They don't want anything. But they just do things. So there are people like that whom we see later as intrapreneurs and entrepreneurs in the organizations, in the classrooms, in the maybe if you're a teacher, if you're a nurse, or whatsoever you are, if you are in a bank, there is always a possibility for an extra mile. നമുക്ക് ചെയ്യാവുന്ന മിനിമം ജോലി ചെയ്ത് തീർത്തിട്ട് പോകാനായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ ഒരുപക്ഷെ ഇന്ന് വെബിനാറിൽ ഇരിക്കാൻ പോലും ആരും ഉണ്ടാവുന്ന ഒരു സാധ്യതയും ഇല്ലായിരുന്നു. So that is what entrepreneurship basically is. It's not just limited to business or when you're working in an organization only. Organization means ഒരു ജോലി ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ എന്ന് മാത്രമല്ല, നമ്മുടെ വീട്ടിലൊരു കാര്യം ചെയ്യുന്നതിൻ്റെ അകത്ത് പോലും എനിക്ക് എൻ്റെ ചെയ്യേണ്ട, ഇഫ് ഐ ഡിഡ് മൈ മിനിമം തിങ്സ് ആൻഡ് ഇഫ് ഐ സ്റ്റെപ്പ് ബാക്ക്, you cannot be called as an entrepreneur. Otherwise, you are, if you're volunteering for something extra, if you're daring enough to take the responsibility, നിങ്ങളെ ഏൽപ്പിച്ചിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ നിങ്ങൾ സ്വന്തമായിട്ട് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങളെ ഏൽപ്പിച്ചിരിക്കുന്ന ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റ് നിങ്ങൾ സ്വന്തമായിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾ കയ്യിൽ കൊണ്ടു നടക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു ഉത്തരവാദിത്വം എടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ that is what leads to entrepreneurship. Now, why should we learn that? It's a living mindset from within. As Joe Chetton was saying that in the fire from within, and why is it? It's caring enough to fix what is not working. It's creating a value without owning the company. Why should I do all this? It's someone else's company. ഞാൻ എന്തിനാ ഇതിനകത്ത് ഇത്ര ചെയ്യേണ്ട കാര്യമൊന്നുമില്ലല്ലോ, അത് എങ്ങനെയും കടന്നോട്ടെ എന്നുള്ള ചിന്തയാകാം. But sometimes you do things which is never demanded of you, but you just do that. Being a faculty in hospitality industry specifically, this is an industry where you may have to rise up to the occasions. You may have to work for extra timings. You may have to work in a different department. You may have to cater with the customers who are not that okay, or there may be fault in the service of someone else. Moods and emotions, everything plays a role. But at that time, what do you take? How will you deal that? You may be in charge of finance department, but if you're doing an extra mile to do something for selling the products of the company, if you are doing an extra mile to maybe help the HR works, or if you're doing an extra mile to improve the systems, that is something that leads to entrepreneurship. It is not just confined as to a fixed box or something, but the possibilities are unlimited. And if I say, I'll tell you one story. That is what, rather than any other examples. ഇപ്പം ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ ചോദിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആർക്കും വേണമെങ്കിലും ഇഷ്ടംപോലെ എക്സാമ്പിൾസ് പറയാനായിട്ട് കാണാം. എനിക്ക് മറ്റൊരു കാര്യം കൂടെ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ ജോജി ചേട്ടനായാലും വേറെ പലരായാലും ഓണ്ടർപ്രണർഷിപ്പിലേക്ക് പോകുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് through entrepreneurship they have also got one more thing. They would have got a financial planning also by that time as to how to move ahead. Second thing, they have a backup plan. In case my entrepreneurship fails, you have a backup plan. You're confident enough that whatever organization it be, അത് എൻ്റെ ആയാലും മറ്റൊരാളുടെ ആയാലും I'll be doing it as my own and doing it that way. So I'll tell you a small story. I think this story summarizes what entrepreneurship is. There's a huge gap between what we teachers teach, what the the employers think of about the candidates whom they are hiring. There's again a difference between what the students are expecting. So ഇത് മൂന്നും കൂടെ എങ്ങനെ മാച്ച് ചെയ്യും? സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് എക്സ്പെക്ടേഷൻസ്, എംപ്ലോയേഴ്സ് എക്സ്പെക്ടേഷൻസ് ആൻഡ് ടീച്ചേഴ്സ്. ഇത് ഒന്ന് മാച്ച് ചെയ്യേണ്ട കാര്യത്തിനും ഒക്കെ ഈ ഒരു കാര്യം, ഇത് സ്റ്റോറി ഹാസ് എവറിഥിങ് ഫോർ ദാറ്റ്. A person got a job, and he got a job interview call. Actually, it happens. This story happened some 30 years ago, while people used to go for physical interview and jobs were not this much available. So when this person went to the property, he saw near the doorstep a few pots, this earthen pots being fallen down. So there are. He felt like, why is it that way? He didn't see a gardener. Okay, fine. So what he did was he just put it straight, and with his shoe he just wiped off the mud, and he ran. He was already running late. He was looking at his watch, and he ran again. While he was moving to the elevator, he saw there was the waste bin was down, and there were paper all over. So he was thinking, why is this like this? Why this organization is so shabby, and why no one is there? No housekeeping, no nothing is there. Anyway, he's already late. He looked at the watch again, but he couldn't leave. So he didn't felt to leave. So what he did is he just quickly turned it up and made it okay, and just moved ahead. And he reached a hall where the candidates are supposed to wait, but he didn't see anyone there. So he was sure that the interview was all over. But what he saw was all the lights and fans in that hall were working. So anyway, he thought there's no meaning in sitting again. So let me go out. But before he went out, he just switched off all the lights and fans, because he saw that no one is there. Why should it be wasted? And as he was going out, he got a call from inside. Please come in. So there was another room behind that, and there the interview panel was waiting. So they were saying, you are appointed. We had already got your qualifications online. We just wanted to know your attitude. The organization is equipped with CCTV cameras. What we want is a person like you. But this thing doesn't happen naturally. The man went back home. He was happy. He gave his appointment letter to the mother, the widowed mother. Then the mother said one thing. My son, when this entire story was explained, mother said, my son. And she took his hand, took him to the prayer room. Near the statue of the Lord that they were praying to, there was a picture of his father who is in heaven, who is no more. And his mother said, your father is the reason for why you got this job today. While you were a kid, he used to ensure that you never waste water. While it be during brushing, during any other activity, but you always close the things. And he made sure that you were keeping the room neat and tidy. And he was asking always to do an extra mile, do extra works for wherever you are, whatever responsibility you are. Don't wait for others to act on. And that is what has led you to this. I hope the story makes it clear. Am I there still?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what, again, entrepreneurship is. Why this topic was selected is because of late, the placement office also was saying that there are feedbacks from organizations, not about Mariam. This entire, there are students, there are people who are, they don't know why they are working. They just come, work, and go. They have no motivation, nothing to move on, and not even the minimum thing expected is being delivered. So that happens because they don't find a purpose for that. They don't see a value for that. So unless we find a value, unless we find a connect, as said, there should be a connect for that. You may not be rewarded for whatever you're doing. People are different. You may be doing the right things only in the organization, but there could be office politics. There could be persons who doesn't recognize you. There will not be appreciation sometimes. There may not be salary hikes as you expect, but entrepreneurship is always rewarding if you are not what hopeless person, because someday something will open up, because that the happiness of taking that extra mile itself is the reward for that, and one day something will open up. If I say examples, there are many. I think you also will be able to find examples. Can someone share an example of entrepreneurship? Okay, I'll share one from my own career. I started my career with the Housing Development Finance Corporation. It was back in 2010, and sorry, 2012. After my MBA, I started my career, and so I was appointed to business development department, and I was given charge of areas of Kottayam, Idiki, Alapi, and parts of Pathanamthitta. So there was only two service centers for that. One was at Kottayam and one was at Tiruvalla. And so as I was going on, I noticed that there is definitely scope for more service centers. This being the largest home loan lender in India, definitely there will be possibilities. So I was, whenever I had time, or whenever I got some, even during the functions of some family members or something, I just try to connect with people. Just go for random visits with the high net worth individuals. Just visit organizations to understand what was the market pulse. And I just had a 2.5 year career in that organization because teaching was my passion, and I was waiting for an opportunity. And when the right opportunity came in my alma mater, I came back to Marian. But before I left the organization, I was able to contribute to a new service center at Pala, which was earning some, at the starting time itself, some 10 crore, 12 crore monthly business. So this was my first experience in entrepreneurship, specifically in a job. Can someone share an experience? Hello? Hello? ഇതില് അലുമിനി ആയിട്ട് only Dario Chetan and Joe Chetan is there? Steffi, where are you?
Alumni is
It's,
Sundalo.
Arun, I think students too can interact, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. I'm sure that the alumni will be wondering why students are not speaking, because maybe because these persons, Alumni Association President, he's a very busy chap, but this is an extra mile that he does for Maria. But that is rewarding again. Or Dario Chetan also is like that. Steffi is a teacher who has kids, and I too am like that, a family man only. But we are giving this extra time because we know the reward of it. The session that we take itself gives us the reward. That is, we know the purpose for it. So students, can you give some example from your, someone may please switch on the mic and say. Anyone? Open to you. Okay, if not, I don't want to waste your time. Steffi, until what time do we have?
Arun, actually, it is 8:30.
Okay.
You can go up to 8:45, I guess.
Fine.
I think, Arun, you can give like some kind of an example to students so that they might speak up, I guess.
Sure, yeah.
Because they are forming part of different club activities and all other initiatives at Marian.
Yes.
I really do hope so.
Yes. Steffi, were you part of NSS?
Yes.
Okay. Had that helped you?
Definitely.
Can you say that? Because I myself was a volunteer, and later as a faculty also, as said in the beginning, this thing was seen. And you also might have seen the persons who worked with us during those days as students. I mean, നമ്മൾ സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ആയിരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്തും or later when as teachers, പിന്നീട് നമ്മുടെ കൂട്ടത്തിലുണ്ടായിരുന്ന സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ആയാലും, those persons with that entrepreneurial trait, how they succeeded. So, can you give an example from your own life?
Definitely, because Marian in itself framed me as an entrepreneur, I should say.
Yeah.
Because after hearing your talk, that is what I really do feel. Because forming part of NSS was absolutely, I was privileged, wherein I learned leadership, coordination, the kind of confidence which I have built up. And that is what has been practiced rightly now in my college too. Because teaching is our primary area of concern.
Yes.
Uh, Even then, we do take up so much of initiatives for uplifting our students' personal branding.
Yeah.
So we give them extra efforts are taken from our part for GD training, for personal interview, mock personal interviews will be given. So, this is all part of this being an entrepreneur.
Okay. Now, shall I move to a PPT? This is also. Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes, audible.
Yes. Sorry for that. Uh, how many of you, if yeah, for an example, one thing which we all may be able to relate is Mr. Sundar Pichai, whom I don't need to give any explanation. That is a clear-cut classical example of what an entrepreneur is and what an entrepreneur can be. It's visible, I hope. Yes. Okay. And the organization 3M, many organizations have that example. Or if you look at the product Luke or Havels, all these organizations came up that way. It's all through that entrepreneurship. While working in the organization, they found out new opportunities. Some started their own organizations, some grew up to the top. If you look at TCS, non-data person to come into the, or a non-passive person to come into the head of data science is because he was an entrepreneur. Now, why the world need entrepreneurs? Because people who don't, they are the people who don't walk away. ഒരു പ്രശ്നം വന്നു കഴിയുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് ഇട്ടേച്ച് പോകുന്നവരല്ല, അതിന്റെ എക്സ്ട്രാ മൈൽ പോയിട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നവരാണ്. They are entrepreneurs and they don't want to be told എന്താണ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടതെന്ന് പറയേണ്ട കാര്യമൊന്നുമില്ല. They know what to do. ആരും പറയുന്നതിന് മുമ്പേ, ആരെങ്കിലും എന്തെങ്കിലും ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് മുമ്പേ, they would have done the things. They quietly fix, ആരും അറിയാതെ, they quietly fix what others complain about. While others see problems, they see possibilities in that. വഴക്ക് കിട്ടുന്നതോ അതൊന്നും അവരെ തളർത്താറില്ല നോർമലി. വിഷമമൊക്കെ വരും, എന്നാൽ പോലും they see new opportunities. Now, what are the benefits? It's a growth in leadership. We get the recognition. It's an inner fulfillment. Recognition എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ചിലപ്പോൾ നല്ല വഴക്കൊക്കെ ആയിരിക്കും കിട്ടുന്നത്, but gradually it may turn up. ഒന്നും കിട്ടിയില്ലെങ്കിലും there's a huge inner fulfillment and which will pay in the long run. Now, what is the difference between an entrepreneur and intrapreneur? I'm saying this because students may not be able to quickly move into entrepreneurship as per our society norms, and there could be fears, there could be other issues, but definitely the environment is very positive for entrepreneurship these days. Based on my previous experience, there are a lot of policy changes, there are a lot of changes coming in, which helps in entrepreneurship. Anyway, entrepreneurship has certain risks, like you have to take the full risk, you have to start new ventures, and you have to own the outcome of what you're doing. But if you're an entrepreneur, in the organization, you work like an entrepreneur and you innovate quietly, and you leave the system better for the next person to come. Gradually, that may turn to entrepreneurship also. And you have the safety of having a job. Also, you have the freedom of having the entrepreneurship. സോ രണ്ടിൻ്റെയും, ജോലിയുടെയും ഓൺടർപ്രണർഷിപ്പിൻ്റെയും രണ്ടിൻ്റെയും ബെനിഫിറ്റ്സ് ഉള്ള ഒരു കാര്യമാണ് ഇൻട്രാപ്രണർഷിപ്പ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Students, why we are doing this webinar is that you must be able to be intrapreneurs, not just workers in the organization. And don't just start entrepreneurship without a plan, without an idea, or without a proper accountability. That is a word actually Joe Jordan was also saying. It's self-responsibility rather. Now, benefits to the organization, it facilitates innovation, talent, silent revolutions, etc. For Marian College, those who know, the new auditorium, the glasses were contributed by Joe. Uh, Another example for entrepreneurship, Joby Sirik sir, our vice principal, who has been in the college for all these years, is the one who gave the name for the building, that is Magis. And so that is all. These are all examples for entrepreneurship, how they work an extra mile. They come and work during the holidays. They come and work sometimes late nights, but that is rewarding. That gives connections, new businesses, new opportunities. Then there are 3 C's which leads to entrepreneurship. One is curiosity to notice the things, the courage to step into things, and the collaboration to bring others along. ഒന്ന് കറണ്ട് പോകുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കും ഓടിപ്പോയി ഫ്യൂസ് കെട്ടാനായിട്ട് തോന്നുന്ന ചിലരുടെ ഒരു മനസ്സ്, അത് ധൈര്യമായിട്ട് ചെയ്യാം എന്നുള്ള ഒരു ഉറപ്പ്. അതിനാരെയാണ് കൂട്ടേണ്ടത്, ലൈൻമാനെ വിളിച്ചത് എവിടെയാണത് കറണ്ട് വരുന്നില്ല എന്നുള്ള, പണി കിട്ടുന്നില്ല എന്നുള്ള ഉറപ്പാക്കേണ്ടത്. സോ ദാറ്റ് കൊളാബറേഷൻ. സോ ക്യൂരിയോസിറ്റി, കറേജ് ആൻഡ് കൊളാബറേഷൻ, വെൻ ഇറ്റ് കംസ് ടുഗെദർ, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് എ ഫൗണ്ടേഷൻ ഫോർ entrepreneurship. As said in the beginning, they are stewards, not stars. Bible, when the first killing was done, out of sibling rivalry, there's a question that Cain asked God, "Am I my brother's keeper?" ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ സഹോദരന്റെ കാവൽക്കാരനാണോ? You are the steward of the society, the persons with you, the organization with you, the society with you. നമ്മളെ ഒരു ജോലി ഏൽപ്പിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്, നമ്മൾക്ക് തന്നിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു സാധനത്തിന് ഒരു പർപ്പസ് ഉണ്ടാവണം. ഞാൻ ഈ ക്ലാസ് എടുത്ത് പോകുന്നത്, ഐ എം നോട്ട് ഗെറ്റിംഗ് എനി ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ റിവാർഡ് ഫോർ ദിസ്, ഐ എം നോട്ട് ഗെറ്റിംഗ് എനി recognition for this, but what we get is that satisfaction of someone may hear this. Last time when I saw, it was maybe, I would say 59 persons were in the meeting. If 10% of that is, if just 6 persons listen to it, and if just 5% of that is, if just 3 persons take it, and if just 1 person at least try to become an entrepreneur, that is enough. I'm successful in this venture. Not only me, the Alumni Association, who did an extra mile to organize this meeting. പല കോളേജുകൾക്കും അലുമിനി അസോസിയേഷൻ ഉണ്ട്. വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദ പർപ്പസ്? വാട്ട് ആർ ദി ഡൂയിങ്? Marian stands out there because the Alumni Association started first, then it came to know as MAAK. It had different wings, Marianites Business Forum. There are a lot of crores of business referrals happening in between. And now it diversified into different wings like career development and many other things. And these are all entrepreneurship, not for any other reward, but they know what they are doing will serve humanity and will make the world a better place. Now, what are the traits that you must nurture? You must have the empathy to see people. That is being in others' shoes. You have to see the issues, take the initiative, and resilience during the issue when there are some problems coming in, and the clarity of purpose. എന്തിനാണ് ഞാനിത് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? Why am I in this webinar? Is it because my class teacher asked me to be there? Why am I in this webinar? ഇത് ചുമ്മാ ഒന്ന് കയറി നോക്കിയേക്കാം എന്നുള്ളതിന് വന്നതാണോ? ഓക്കെ, ഇതിൻ്റെ അകത്തുനിന്ന് ഞാനിത് അറിഞ്ഞിട്ട് വലിയ കാര്യമൊന്നുമില്ലല്ലോ. സോ ദർ ഷുഡ് ബി എ ക്ലാരിറ്റി ഓഫ് പർപ്പസ് ആസ് ടു വൈ യു ആർ ഡൂയിങ് തിങ്സ്. Besides this, I'm not moving into as we are already short of time. So the steps to start is notice what frustrates yourself and others and think of how it can be done better. See, the apps we use are improving day by day. The apps that doesn't improve day by day, we slowly switch away from those apps. അതെന്ത് തന്നെ ആയാലും ശരി, ഏത് ആപ്പ് തന്നെ ആയാലും ശരി. So think of better ways of improving the things. Start a prototype, share, collaborate, improve, etc. The top brands in the world, all the most valuable brands in the world have all done this. Avarkellam, they had given their employees the empowerment to do the things. So if you are going to be entrepreneurs, ensure that you are empowering your employees to be entrepreneurs. Now, how will you overcome real challenges? Bureaucracy will be there, indifference will be there, resistance will be there, but start. That is the key, and never stop. Sometimes you may be facing a challenge. ചിലപ്പോൾ ഈ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ there may be struggles coming in the way of finance. See, I remember one thing again back in Marian College, me and my friend who had volunteered, അതായത് ചോദിച്ച് പണി പിടിക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്ന പോലെ, that is what entrepreneurship means. ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇയറിലാണ് ആവേശത്തിന് കയറി പൂ മേടിക്കാൻ കമ്പത്തിന് പോകാം എന്നൊരു കാര്യം പ്രോമിസ് ചെയ്തു. ആൻഡ് ക്ലാസ്സിൽ നിന്ന് വി കളക്ടഡ് ദ ഫണ്ട്സ് ആൻഡ് എവറിത്തിങ് ആൻഡ് വി വെൻ ടു കമ്പം. But once we reached there, the price was not that as we expected. There was a time when we had no WhatsApp or anything. Hardly few had mobiles. Anyway, we were a little stuck. However, there were students from other classes, and we all had that trouble. Somehow, we all managed those things. But that was rewarding. Okay, നമുക്ക് ഇഷ്യൂ വരുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് മാനേജ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും എന്നുള്ളൊരു കാര്യം പഠിക്കാനായിട്ട്. And the confidence that it gives later on was all miraculous. Now, how to push through using data. വെറുതെ ഒരു ഗട്ട് ഫീലിങ്ങിലോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ഇന്നർ ഫീലിങ്ങിലോ മാത്രം നിൽക്കാതെ യൂസ് യുവർ റാഷണാലിറ്റി ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് മേ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ഫ്രം ഒരു സ്പാർക്കിൽ നിന്നായിരിക്കും തുടങ്ങുന്നത്. പക്ഷേ യൂസ് ഡാറ്റ ടു ഗോ ത്രൂ റാഷണലി ആസ് ടു വെദർ ഐ ഷുഡ് ഗോ ഫോർ ദിസ്, വാട്ട് ഷുഡ് ഐ ഡു. It's not just about goodness, it's about benefits for all. Celebrate small wins that you have in the organization. Where are you celebrating? Celebrate yourself. And you're not going to get the appreciation from many people, and people sometimes may not appreciate too. Don't worry, and don't be there to for just a show. That is, you must but be evident, but no need to shout out. Now, what is your slice? What can you improve this week in your classroom, in your clinic, in your shop or kitchen or the college, whatsoever? The pie is growing big. ലോകം കൂടുതൽ വിശാലമാകുന്നേ ഉള്ളൂ, ഇന്ത്യ കൂടുതൽ വളരുന്നതേ ഉള്ളൂ. ജോലി സാധ്യതകൾ എയോ എന്തൊക്കെ തന്നെ വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാലും പുതിയ പുതിയ മേഖലകൾ ഉണ്ടായിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കും. At that time, where is my slice? What is my opportunity? What is that extra mile I am taking that can help me sail through all the turbulences? Maybe job loss, maybe my business may broke down, but whatsoever, what will take me forward is that attitude of entrepreneurship. Thank you. With that, I'm stopping. Thank you.
Yes, Arun. The session was highly engaging and very, very insightful, in fact. And now, to the audience, now it is the time to raise your questions. You can unmute your mic and raise the questions, or you can pose the same in the chat box.
Yes, Alan is there. Alan Joshi.
Alan, you may ask. You had raised your hand. You may ask.
Arun, my question. Is the new companies encouraging entrepreneurship within the organization? If they found some good employee who can do something that extra mile, what you said.
Yeah.
So what's your reading on that?
Are the companies promoting that? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Director, I think rather than me, you also know the scenario. When was the time that you first joined your job?
2007.
2007. അന്ന് ഞാൻ മരീനിൽ ഡിഗ്രി പഠിക്കുന്നേ ഉള്ളൂ. The jobs that students get these days and the jobs that we used to get those days are entirely different, right?
Yeah.
There were no IT companies in Kerala. Hardly a few IT companies may be there. Infopark, Technopark, and all would have just started up. Until 2000, early 2000s, land, labor, capital, and organization was said to be the four pillars of for entrepreneurship and everything. But there's no need of land. There is no need of labor. There is no need of a huge capital. And so the things have changed that way. there are organizations which promote entrepreneurship a lot. I'll tell you one example clearly. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഈ വർഷം പ്ലേസ്ഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള MMH നിന്നുള്ള 3 കുട്ടികൾ ഡയറക്ടറുടെ അടുത്ത് തന്നെയാണ്. It's called Rainmaker Events. Last week, myself and Jason sir went there. I'll tell that clear example. They did their internship in event management. That is, MMH has 4 internships. So first 2 internships they did in hotel, and they realized, okay, our cup of tea is not this. Let's try events. And the third internship they tried events. So they found out, okay, this is a rewarding one. And they were keeping on asking for a good start for that. And I referred to Rainmaker Events, who is one of my friend. And his name is Joel. He was my batchmate in Rajgiri for MBA. And Joel hired them. That's one of the finest or the topmost event planners in Kerala. And after a strenuous interview and other processes, this person hired them. And the time when myself and Jason sir walked into the organization was 10:20. And the students were coming to the organization after that only. That is, they reached at 20:25 only. We didn't say that we were coming. And they were very casual in the organization. They were dealing freely. They were talking freely and what. But in the initial days, once they joined, they gave a phone and they called up and cried. Literally, they were crying because, സാറേ ഇത് 8ന്റെ പണിയായി പോയി, ഞങ്ങളെ ജോലിക്ക് ഇവന്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ വലിയ ഇവന്റിനൊക്കെ ഇത് ഫുൾ അങ്ങോട്ട് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് തന്നേക്കുകയാണ്, വെള്ളത്തിലോട്ട് കടലിലോട്ട് ഞങ്ങൾ എടുത്തെറിയുന്ന അവസ്ഥ, ഇത് ഞങ്ങളെ കൊണ്ട് പറ്റിയല്ലെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. And but I discussed this with Joel, and Joel said, that is how I train my employees. They should start new event management companies because we'll be getting old. There will be new ideas coming in. There must be more entrepreneurs coming in. So unless otherwise they take responsibility for that, they take lead for that, they are given the autonomy for that to make the mistakes, they will never grow. So that is why he did that. And maybe Jason sir and myself visited them after this 1 month after this cry. And they were happy like anything. Those photos are there in Instagram and LinkedIn and all. So from that photo itself, you can understand how happy they are. The name of the students are Maria, Jo, Lakshmi, and the person is Joe Toms. You can search for their names in Instagram and you can see for yourself, or just see for Rainmaker Events in Instagram and you can see what they are doing, what is happening. Did I answer your question, Darijata?
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you.
Again, on the contrary side also, I'll say there are organizations, there are persons who still don't understand that. That is, sometimes they may be fearful as to people may leave the organization. But one more instance. There's a significant change. A student joined a digital marketing firm, and the first thing the person said was, ഇവിടെ ചേരുന്നതൊക്കെ കൊള്ളാം, പക്ഷേ 2 വർഷത്തിനകം സ്വന്തമായിട്ടുള്ള പ്രസ്ഥാനം തുടങ്ങാവുന്ന രീതിയിലാണെങ്കിൽ മാത്രമേ ഇവിടെ കയറാവുള്ളൂ എന്നുള്ളത്. That is, he don't want to keep him. അതായത് ഇവനെ എങ്ങനെയും പിഴിഞ്ഞെടുക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതല്ല. Let him grow, let the industry grow, let people grow എന്നുള്ള ബോധവും വെളിവുമുള്ള persons are there in organizations. But still there are organizations which are struggling, and such organizations die out. KSRTC is now striving because it changed. ഇപ്പോൾ നോക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ എല്ലാ ബസ്സുകളിലും ടിക്കറ്റിംഗ് മെഷീൻസ് ആയി, GPS ട്രാക്കിംഗ് ആയി. So they are changing. ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തില്ലെങ്കിൽ അത് പൊട്ടിപ്പോകും എന്നുള്ള സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ആയിരുന്നു. We see organizations, take any field, maybe banking, maybe financial services, colleges, anywhere. ആ ഒരു എക്സ്ട്രാ സ്റ്റെപ്പ് എടുക്കാത്തവർക്ക് ആളില്ല. There are many colleges where even courses had to be dropped. There are colleges which stopped because they didn't go that extra mile. Marine is just a 30-year-old college. നിങ്ങളൊക്കെ പഠിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് it was a very young college, but Marine grew up to this level only because it had the spirit of entrepreneurship, and it instilled the spirit of entrepreneurship in the students and the faculty. I think Dario Chetan will agree to that. Saban Chetan, who was there in college, will agree to that. എല്ലാവർക്കും അതിൻ്റെ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസുകളുണ്ട്. മരിയൻ നമുക്ക് അതിനുള്ള അവസരങ്ങൾ തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങൾ തന്നെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ പരീക്ഷിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളത്. One thing I'll now say, ഞാൻ ടീച്ചിങ്ങിലേക്ക് വരാനുണ്ടായ കാര്യം, while I was a student back in 2008, Jojo sir gave me ഒരു ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ടെസ്റ്റ് പേപ്പർ നടത്തി കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് കുറച്ച് പേപ്പർ എന്നിട്ട് തന്നു. സാർ പറഞ്ഞു എനിക്ക് ഞാൻ പണി ഏൽപ്പിക്കാനായിട്ട് നിരുന്നതന്നെയല്ല, നീ ഇത് ചുമ്മാ കൊണ്ടുപോയി നോക്കിയിട്ട് വാ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. ആൻഡ് that was my first experience. So I evaluated the papers and gave it back to Jojo sir. And when I gave it, he sat with me and he said, അരുൺ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ സെമിനാർ എടുക്കുന്ന സമയത്തൊക്കെ ഞാൻ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കാറുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, എനിക്ക് ടീച്ചിങ്ങിലേക്കുള്ള ഒരു ഫ്ലെയർ ഉണ്ടോ എന്നറിയാനായിട്ടായിരുന്നു ഞാനിത് ചെയ്തതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പം അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി നിനക്ക് എപ്പോൾ കിട്ടിയാലും അത് എടുത്തോണം. ആൻഡ് ഹി മെന്റഡ് till the last moment I got this job. I hope again that makes it clear how entrepreneurship is fostered in organizations. But we also see people who are sadists and kill entrepreneurship. Thank you.
Arun, adding to Dario Chetan's question, we have one another question in the chat box by Emil Sara Sebastian. Are companies creating an environment that promotes entrepreneurship for employees?
Was it the same question that Dario Chetan asked? എനിക്ക് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുന്ന ഒരേ ആൻസർ തന്നെയല്ലായിരുന്നു അത്?
Same question. Okay, fine.
അല്ല ഡാരിയോ ചേട്ടാ, ഹലോ.
അതെ സെയിം ആണ്. സപ്പോർട്ട് ആൻഡ് എൻകറേജ്.
ഞാൻ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ കണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ദാറ്റ്സ് വൈ ഐ ഡിഡ്ന്റ് ആൻസർ ദാറ്റ്. വൺ സൈഡ് പോസിറ്റീവ് സൈഡിൽ പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യും, എൻകറേജ് ചെയ്യും, വളർന്നു പോട്ടെ എന്ന് വെക്കും. ഇവിടെ തന്നെ പിടിച്ചു നിർത്തി ഇവനെ കൊണ്ട് പിഴിഞ്ഞെടുക്കാം എന്നുള്ളതല്ല. But on the negative side, there are people and
that's
people,
that's what I was also expecting, because there are challenges which entrepreneurs do face in modern companies, right?
See, one thing is there are toxic work environments which are very hard to realize. And once you realize that, don't feel just take the risk and leave. That's it.
I think the question is answered.
Arun,
yes.
What my version is, you should have a founder's mentality, even though you are not a founder in that company.
Yes. ഈ കാട്ടിലെ തടി തേവരുടെ ആന എന്നുള്ള മനസ്സില്ലാതെ ഇത് എന്റെ സ്വന്തമാണ് എന്നുള്ള ആറ്റിറ്റ്യൂഡ്, ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് വാട്ട് ഈസ് നീഡഡ്. ദാറ്റ്സ് ഓൺലി തിങ് ദാറ്റ്സ് നീഡഡ്.
അങ്ങനെയുള്ള എംപ്ലോയീസ് കിട്ടാൻ ഇപ്പോൾ പാടാണ് കേട്ടോ.
പാടാണ്. പിള്ളേർക്ക് പെട്ടെന്ന് മനസ്സിലാവുന്ന ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഈസ് ദ മൂവി ഇമ്മാനുവൽ, വേർ ഈവൻ when the company is struggling, how Mammootty stood with the owner. ശമ്പളവും തരാൻ പറ്റില്ലെന്നറിയാം, ബട്ട് സ്റ്റിൽ ഹി വാസ് ഡൂയിങ് ദാറ്റ് എക്സ്ട്രാ മൈൽ ഇൻ ഹിസ് ഫസ്റ്റ് ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ. അതൊന്നും അവിടുന്ന് റിവാർഡൊന്നും കിട്ടിയില്ല, പക്ഷേ ലേറ്റർ ഓൺ ഹി സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ഗെറ്റിംഗ് ദാറ്റ് റിവാർഡ്. അടുത്ത ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ ചെന്ന് കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോഴും ആരെ പറ്റിച്ചു വയ്ക്കാനോ അങ്ങനത്തെ കാര്യങ്ങൾക്കൊന്നും പുള്ളി നോക്കിയില്ല. ഇൻ ദാറ്റ് കപ്പാസിറ്റി ഹി ട്രൈ ടു ഡു ദ തിങ്സ് ദാറ്റ് ഹി കുഡ് ഹാവ് ഡൺ, ആൻഡ് ഹി ഹെൽപ്ഡ് someone who was really in need, and he realized what his real potential is. So നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതത്തിന്റെ പർപ്പസ് എന്താണ്, അതുകൊണ്ടുണ്ടാകുന്ന ബെനിഫിറ്റ്സ് എന്താണ് എന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കി ഈ മുങ്ങുന്നൊരു കപ്പലിനെ രക്ഷിക്കാൻ എന്നെ കൊണ്ട് പറ്റുന്നത് ഞാൻ ചെയ്യും എന്നുള്ള സാധനം. That's it. I think I am talking too much, but the point is
very true, Arun, very true. And I think with this, any more questions from audience side?
To the students, one thing, I think the organizers and myself are really shocked rather to see that there are no questions, no interactions, because this was not the way while we were during our student time. Not that every students were so, but we did that extra mile. ഇങ്ങനത്തെ സെഷൻസ് എവിടെയെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ, അന്ന് there were no webinars, but we used to go, we used to ask questions, we try to grab opportunities. Do that, please. Opportunity may not knock twice.
Atulya wanted to ask some question. She was writing something. Then Emil Sara, any other questions?
Arun, I think this session will be truly an eye-opener for our students. And in the forthcoming sessions, they will truly engage very actively. I really do expect so.
Yeah. If there are any more questions, if otherwise, we'll slowly wind up.
Yeah, sure. Josepha?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Arun.
Maybe
So,
one last note. Sorry, before that, one last note.
fine.
Students never think that it was a blame or something. If there are students, it's like we were just what asking you because we know the benefits. നമ്മുടെ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ചെയ്തൊരു ജോയ് നമുക്ക് ഷെയർ ചെയ്തിരിക്കാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. See, you find that there's a what a mountain of diamonds, and നിങ്ങൾ ഇനി അവിടുന്ന് എത്ര കോരിയാലും ശരി, ഇനി എത്ര പേര് വന്നാലും കോരാനുണ്ടെന്ന് അറിയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങളൊരു ക്രൂരനായ മനുഷ്യനൊന്നും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ യു വിൽ ട്രൈ ടു സേ ദാറ്റ് ടു എവ്രി വൺ. അപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇതിന്റെ ഒരു പ്രയോജനം അറിയാം ഇന്റർപ്രണർഷിപ്പിന്റെ. ഈ ചിലപ്പോൾ എട്ടിന്റെ പണി കിട്ടുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ആയിരിക്കും, കയ്യിൽ നിന്ന് കാശ് പോകുന്നുണ്ടായിരിക്കാം, തെറിയേക്കുന്നുണ്ടായിരിക്കാം, വീട്ടുകാരുടെ അടുത്തും നാട്ടുകാരുടെ അടുത്തും ഒക്കെ. പക്ഷേ ഇത് നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്നതിന്റെ പർപ്പസ് എന്താണെന്ന് നമുക്ക് അറിയാവുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കും സോ ദ പൈ ഈസ് ഗ്രോയിങ്, ഇറ്റ്സ് ലാർജ് ഇനഫ്. അൺലെസ് വി ടേക്ക് എ സ്റ്റെപ്പ് അതിൻ്റെ അകത്തുനിന്ന് കിട്ടത്തില്ല. ഇനി ഇതാരും കേട്ടില്ലെങ്കിൽ ശരി, ഇതിനെപ്പറ്റി വീണ്ടും ഒരു 100 തവണ കൂടെ പറഞ്ഞാലും വിൽ ബി ഹാപ്പി ഒൺലി ബിക്കോസ് ദാറ്റ് വിൽ അഗെയിൻ കീപ് us റിമൈൻഡിങ് അബൌട്ട് ദ എക്സാമ്പിൾസ് ഓഫ് എന്റർപ്രണർഷിപ്പ്. ഇത് പറഞ്ഞതിന്റെ ഇടയ്ക്ക് വന്ന എക്സാമ്പിൾസ് ഒന്നുമല്ല, ഇനിയും ഒട്ടേറെ എക്സാമ്പിൾസ് ഉണ്ട്. ഐ ഡിഡ്ന്റ് put a lot of theory into it. I could have started with the word entrepreneurship was coined in 1978 in USA because that is when they found out that there are employees who work like entrepreneurs in the organization. പക്ഷെ അങ്ങനെ പോകുന്നതിനേക്കാളും ഇതെങ്ങനെ നമ്മുടെ ഹൃദയത്തിൽ തൊടാം എന്നുള്ളത് മാത്രമേ ഞാൻ ചിന്തിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നുള്ളൂ. സോ ടേക്ക് ദാറ്റ് എക്സ്ട്രാ മൈൽ. യു വിൽ ഹാവ് ടൈം, ടേക്ക് ദാറ്റ്. താങ്ക് യു.
ഞാൻ ശരിക്കും ഈ ഒരു മീറ്റിങ്ങിൽ കയറിയപ്പോൾ, ഈ ഒരു വെബിനാറിൽ കയറിയപ്പോൾ ഒന്ന് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തിട്ട് പതിയെ പിന്മാറണം എന്നാണ് ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത്. കാരണം എനിക്കൊരു മീറ്റിംഗ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷേ ഞാനത് പോസ്റ്റ്പോൺ ചെയ്തു, അല്പം നീട്ടി വെച്ചിട്ട്. ശരിക്കും അതൊരു പിടിച്ചിരുത്തിയ ഒരു പ്രസന്റേഷൻ. ഞാൻ അരുണിനെ പ്രത്യേകം അങ്ങനെ പറയുന്നതല്ല, പക്ഷെ എന്നിരുന്നാലും വളരെ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് ആയിട്ടുള്ളൊരു ടോപ്പിക് ആയിരുന്നു. നല്ല ആക്റ്റീവ്ലി യു ഹാവ് പ്രസന്റഡ് ദാറ്റ്. എന്തായാലും ഇതിന് ഇത്രയും നല്ലൊരു അവസരം ഒരുക്കിയതിന് മരിയൻ അലുമിനി അസോസിയേഷനിലെ എല്ലാ ഭാരവാഹികൾക്കും ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ ഹൃദയത്തിൽ നിന്നുള്ള നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തുന്നു. അതെല്ലാം ഉപരിയായിട്ട് നമ്മുടെ മരിയൻ അലുമിനി അസോസിയേഷന് വേണ്ടി നമ്മുടെ പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ സാറ്, അജ്മാൻ സാറ് എല്ലാ സപ്പോർട്ടും തന്നിരുന്നു. സാറന്ന് യാത്രയിലായിരുന്നു, അതുകൊണ്ട് ഇതിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കാൻ സാധിക്കുകയില്ലെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ സാറിൻ്റെ എല്ലാവിധ സപ്പോർട്ടും, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ടെക്നിക്കലി നമുക്ക് കോളേജിൽ നിന്ന് സെബാസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ജിയോമോൻ ഉണ്ട്, നമ്മുടെ കോളേജിൽ നിന്ന് മിസ് മെൽബി ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പം ഇത് വളരെ 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 പ്രൊഡക്റ്റീവായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു സെഷനായി കണ്ടക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി അരുണിന് സാധിച്ചു എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അപ്പം പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ, ഞാൻ ഇതിലേക്ക് ജസ്റ്റ് കയറി അല്പം ഒന്ന് അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് പോകണമെന്ന് കരുതി. ഈ ഒരു മണിക്കൂർ മുമ്പോട്ട് പോയത് എങ്ങനെയെന്ന് തന്നെ അറിയാൻ പറ്റിയില്ല. അപ്പം എല്ലാവർക്കും, പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് മരിയൻ അലുമിനി അസോസിയേഷൻ്റെ എക്സിക്യൂട്ടീവ് കമ്മിറ്റി മെമ്പേഴ്സ്, മുൻ പ്രസിഡന്റ് അഡ്വക്കേറ്റ് നെൽസൺ, മുൻ പ്രസിഡന്റ് മിസ്റ്റർ ബിനോയ്, ജെറി, അതെല്ലാം ഉപരി ഇന്ന് ഞാൻ റോയേഷിനെ വിളിച്ചിരുന്നു. റോയേഷിൻ്റെ എല്ലാവിധ അനുഗ്രഹാശിസുകളും ഇതിനുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അജ്മോൻ സാറും പ്രത്യേകം എല്ലാവരെയും വളരെ നന്ദിയോടുകൂടി ഈ ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാമിലേക്ക് ഇൻവൈറ്റ് ചെയ്യുകയും ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഗവേണിംഗ് കമ്മിറ്റിയിൽ നിന്ന് എല്ലാവരും ഇതിന് ഏറെ സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ കൊച്ചിൻ ചാപ്റ്റർ, കോട്ടയം ചാപ്റ്റർ, എല്ലാ ചാപ്റ്ററുകളിൽ നിന്നുള്ള റെപ്രസെൻറ്റേഷനും അവരുടെ എല്ലാ സപ്പോർട്ടും നമുക്കുണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാമിനെ ഇത്ര മനോഹരമായിട്ട് ഇങ്ങനെ ഓർഗനൈസ് ചെയ്ത് കൊണ്ടിരുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടി നമ്മുടെ അസോസിയേഷൻ്റെ വൈസ് പ്രസിഡന്റ് ഡാരിയോ രാപ്പകലില്ലാതെ ഒത്തിരിയേറെ പ്രയത്നിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. വൈസ് പ്രസിഡന്റിനെ പ്രത്യേകം ഞാൻ നന്ദിയോടെ ഓർക്കുന്നു. നമ്മുടെ കരിയർ വിങ്ങിൻ്റെ ഒരു ടീമിനെ തന്നെ രൂപപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊണ്ടാണ് ഡോക്ടർ സ്റ്റെഫി ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാം അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. ആ ഒരു ടീമിലെ എല്ലാ മെമ്പേഴ്സിനെയും പ്രത്യേകം നന്ദിയോടെ ഓർക്കുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു ഡോക്ടർ സ്റ്റെഫി. ഇനിയും ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒത്തിരി വളരെ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റീവായിട്ടുള്ള കുട്ടികൾക്കും അലുമിനിക്കും നല്ല പ്രൊഡക്റ്റീവായിട്ടുള്ള പ്രോഗ്രാമുകൾ ഉണ്ടാവട്ടെ എന്ന് ആശംസിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് നിർത്തുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു. ഓവർ ടു സ്റ്റെഫി.
താങ്ക് യു ജോസേട്ട. യെസ്, അരുൺ, ജോസേട്ടൻ പറഞ്ഞ വാക്കുകൾ ഞങ്ങൾ പരിപൂർണമായിട്ടും യോജിക്കുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച് ഫ്രം ദി ബോട്ടം ഓഫ് അവർ ഹാർട്ട്സ്, because the session, the topic in itself was highly insightful and your session was truly inspiring. And I'm absolutely confident that our audience for the day has broadened their intellectual horizons through your enlightening works. And the concept of entrepreneurship undoubtedly opens up exciting new career pathways. So what I want to tell my dear students is that college life is the perfect time to nurture the entrepreneurial traits within you. And as our resource person, Mr. Arun has rightly pointed out that you are in the right place to begin that journey. So dear students, we, the Marian Alumni Association, encourage you to explore entrepreneurial traits within you during this college lifetime. So, once again, on behalf of the Career and Professional Development Wing of the Marian Alumni Association 2025-26, we extend our deep sense of gratitude to you, dear Arun, for your truly inspiring and highly engaging session. So, for the kind attention of audience again, also the Career and Professional Development Wing of our Alumni Association is committed to organizing more and more of online and offline programs in the coming months. And we really do look forward to your enthusiastic participation in all our upcoming initiatives. And we assure that e-certificates will too be provided for each program. So once again, thank you all for your valuable presence and active involvement. So let me also extend again my sincere thanks to the executive members of Alumni Association, of course to Georgia Chetan, Dario Chetan, and Baga Chetan, because they were the backbone who has led us in initiating these kinds of activities. So again, sincere thanks to the governing committee and of course to the entire alumni, and very, very special thanks to the students and teachers of Marian College, Kuttikana. So, okay, so wishing all of you a pleasant night. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.